Welcome back to Pandemic Legacy Season 1. We're in the first part of February, and if all goes well, I think we can win the first part of February here in this episode. I'm pretty sure we can do, because we have Trevor, who's got 5 yellow cards to cure Cobra 403, the yellow disease, and we have Vicky. She's got 4 black cards, and that's all she needs as the scientist to cure the black disease. And then we've already eradicated Milan pox already. So, and that's our objective, is to cure the 3 curable diseases. Of course, the red disease, the code A403B cannot be treated, and it cannot be cured. All right, we're going to start off with Trevor. He is sitting right here at Kinshasa. He's got 4 actions and 5 yellow cards. I think it's pretty obvious what we're going to do with him. All right, so Trevor's just going to go 1, 2, 3 moves to Riyadh at the CDC there, and for his 4th and final action, he will cash in his 5 yellow city cards, just like that, and cure Cobra 403. So that's awesome. Let's do it. All right, we have just cured Cobra 403A. Haven't eradicated it again, but we've cured it. There's still a bunch of cubes out on the board. All right, it's time now for Trevor. He still has Riyadh to Montreal cards to grab a couple of cards from the deck. Let's hope we don't see an epidemic. All right, 2 cards off the top of the deck for Trevor. Ooh, and he gets Los Angeles and Osaka. All right, well, it's all good. We don't have an epidemic, so that's fine. But now we do have to infect 3 cities, so let's get to that. It's infect the cities time. 3 of them. First one is Miami. There it is. Finally. Cobra 403 in Miami, where Vicky currently is. Now there's a couple there. Our second of 3 is Santiago. Okay, and there's 2 down there now, South America. And our third and final one for this is Osaka, Japan. Osaka has a quarantine marker on it, so we'll take the quarantine marker off. We don't get a Q over there, so we've managed quite easily until we get to March, of course, the handling of the untreatable, uncurable red disease. Okay, that's Trevor's turn. Up next is Clive, our dispatcher, and he's sitting right here in Istanbul. So let's see what we want to do with him. All right, well, I don't think he's going to move anybody around the board. He doesn't really need to. Mumbai's off the board. Let's just have him go first action, removing the Istanbul disease. Second action, moving to Algiers. Third and fourth action, he'll clean up the black disease in Algiers very quickly. That was his 4 actions. Things are looking pretty okay. Now he gets to grab a couple cards. Oh, living dangerously. We got 1 more epidemic left in the deck. And we have, he's got a funded event and Manila. So, as my battery starts to die. So we had add a research station to any city. You may not use this card on a rioting, collapsing, or fallen city. All right, well, I'm going to figure out, maybe we're going to go ahead and place another CDC down somewhere. All right, I've decided we're not even going to use this card. It seems kind of silly. Actually, we could use it, and then Vicky could pick it up and use it again. Again, we don't really need it. I mean, it'd be nice to have a CDC down here, South America, like maybe in Buenos Aires or something, but we already have one at Taipei, and I think as our upgrade, if we win the game, we're going to keep it over Taipei, because that's going to be a dangerous area, especially if we can't treat or cure the red disease. We're going to need a CDC over there, I think. So we really don't need to place another one on the board. We already have 3 permanent ones here on a board. So anyway, that's going to be Clive taking his actions, gathering his 2 cards, and now it's infect cities. 3 more cards to draw out. First one, Istanbul. The black disease just does not want to go away, does it? Istanbul. Second card is Tehran. Wow. Yeah, it's tenacious, this one. And the third card, St. Petersburg, already cured and eradicated. We don't need to put anything down there. All right, I think that's going to be it, because up next we have Vicky. Vicky's sitting here in Miami, So let's zoom in on her, have her take her actions. And I think she's got 4 black cards. She can go ahead and, yeah, she can go ahead and cure the black disease. Let's get to it. All right, so Vicky's sitting right here in Miami. Her first 2 actions, she's going to go ahead and get rid of that Cobra 403. Oh, it's been cured. Actually, her first action gets rid of all cubes, because once a disease is cured, any action you take removes all cubes. So that's her first action. Her second action will move to Atlanta. Her third action will be to go ahead and cure the black disease by cashing in the 4 black cards she has. And that cures our black disease, and I believe that ends off our February playthrough. Alright, so we go ahead and cure the black disease. Boom! End of our playthrough. Well, we have 2 named ones now, Cobra 403, Malampox is eradicated, and now it is end of game. So we have to follow the end of game rules for February, and let's take a look and zoom out, and we're going to start doing that. Alright, so that immediately ends the game. So we're going to check in the rulebook here now about game end. What do we do? Well, it tells you very clearly what you do. It says you win as soon as you meet the necessary number of objectives. Well, we just had the one, and that's cure all 3 of the curable diseases. Done. And there's many ways to lose, as we know. So here we go. So win or lose, the group chooses 2 game end upgrades at the end of your game. Alright, if you win the game, you get the win bonus for the next month. This is described in the cards in the Legacy deck. And yes, indeed, we are going to see that here right now, because we're going to be looking at this deck. Discard this card at the end of your first game in February before selecting your game end upgrades. So we discard this card. It's our win bonus. And I do believe that this one says, destroy this card at the end of February. Well, you only play February till you win. So scratch this bonus off if you win a game in February. So boom, we're going to be scratching this off. Oh, and you know how much fun that is? And then we actually get, draw this card just before you set up your game in March. Well, that's going to be for March. And we get 2 other cards. Ooh, we get a couple of more funded events. Local initiative, place a quarantine marker on any 2 cities on the board. Oh dear. And another one player, including the active player, may discard their current character and replace it with an unused named character. Huh. Okay. If we want to do that. So these get added in now to the mix. Of course, we're only going to have 2 for next time, because that's what happens. We've got a funding level of 4. If you lose, you go up 2. If you win, you go down 2. And I do believe we don't play the late February. Pretty sure you don't. I'm going to check the rules, but I'm pretty sure we've completed February with a win. So next up's going to be March. Alright, so I'm going to scratch off that card because it's going to be a bugger to do. And we're going to come back and we're going to take a look at it. Alright, so I managed to scratch this thing off. Wow, it was nasty. Okay, so we won the game in February. Yes, we will be going to March next time. It says for any game played in March, after setup and before the first turn begins, add 1 quarantine marker anywhere on the board, and then we destroy this at the end of March. I just destroyed the other card. It's out of here. We're going to be into March next time we play. Wow, I can't believe we didn't get any outbreaks at all. That was awesome. And we eradicated the blue disease, which now we get into upgrades. We get to do 2 upgrades. And I think the 2 upgrades I'm going to pick, we have all the upgrades here. We're going to do a positive mutation. As a game end upgrade, you may add a positive mutation sticker to a disease you eradicated during your just played game. So we eradicated Malampox, the blue. So we're going to add the common structure onto it. You no longer need to be in a research station to discover a cure for this disease. And they're progressive, so you can't put 2 or 3 ahead of the other ones. So we're going to go ahead and put common structure on the Malampox. Alright, so there it is in all its glory. We got the sticker there on the Malampox. So you don't have to be at a CDC anymore to discover the cure for the disease. We just need to have the number of blue cards. Wherever you are on the board, it makes no difference. We can now cure the Malampox. Yes, and we'll be removing all this stuff from the board. And my second upgrade that I'm going to do is I'm going to keep that CDC center in Taipei. Taipei. However you say it. We're going to leave it there. So that's going to be our 4th permanent one on the board. So yes, I went ahead and put the permanent sticker here at Tapai. Over here is where I put the sticker. Yes, indeed. So now we have a permanent CDC. That's our 4th one on the board. So we're kind of spread out. The only other one I'd like is maybe one in Buenos Aires, but maybe we'll worry about that in March. All right, we're going to zoom out, and we're going to wrap up our playthrough of February for Pandemic Legacy Season 1. Alright, that's going to wrap up our playthrough for February of Pandemic Legacy Season 1. Boy, that seemed so relatively easy, but I am sure we're only going to get 2 of these special cards. 2 of them when we start March. So I'll just flash them quickly. We got Government Grant, we got this one, we got this one. Yep, these are the ones we get to choose from. And that's it. And just 2 of them. Ooh. That is pretty painful stuff. So that's it. Because every time you win a month, you lose 2 funding. Every time you lose, you gain 2 funding. And so, yeah, so currently taking a look at our board here. And I'm not sure who I'm going to be playing with next time, so I'm leaving all the names out there. So when we come back, we're going to be doing March. We only have a funding of 2 because we just won our first half of February. Wow, we didn't get one outbreak. I can't believe it. Shouldn't have said that because now you know March is just going to go for an absolute dump. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, subscriptions, and likes. This was Pandemic Legacy, and this was February. Next time we come back, next month, I'm trying to do this once a month, we'll be into March. Oh dear. So thanks so much, and we'll see you then when we come back to this in a month in March. Next time, I'm not sure what I'm doing next. I have a couple of ideas. Give me a day or 2, and I'll start getting another playthrough series up here. And I hope you enjoy it. So thanks so much for watching along, and hope to see you next time.